Hello everyone and welcome to our very first episode of Chat E. Now, I'm Nicholls and this is our wonderful commentator who we've managed to coax out of his box with plenty of good food and wine, Jack Nicholls.
I don't spend my whole life in the commentary box, like just poised, waiting, ready to go. No, looking forward to getting stuck into some of the big talking points that came out of Moscow and also the run-up to the final climax of the season.
Exactly, I know the grand finale and that double header in London is finally approaching. But we have taken to Twitter because we wanted to find out what you guys, all the fans, and also some of our drivers have been saying since the race in Moscow, because there were a few frustrated faces. Now, if we can have a look, if our wonderful technology works for us, which it has done indeed. Now this is a Twitter that Antonio Felix Costa posted. My face while following Truly today. Clearly very, very frustrated because of course Truly did hold him up, not on one occasion, not on two occasions, but three occasions. I think he passed that chicane.
Antonio was trying to get past him and looked to the inside, made the overtake, but Jarno Trulli took his Mario Kart shortcut, went straight over, picked up a golden star and managed to hold on to the position, which, you know, was a bit unfair, and the FIA penalised him in the end, but not after they'd already ruined Antonio Felix da Costa's race.
Exactly, Truly has been given a 5-place grid penalty, but of course that will only happen in London, whereas Paul da Costa was stuck behind Truly for quite a long period of time.
Buemi was the big loser really from the weekend because his team cost him the championship is a bit of a strong term, but he's 23 points behind Piquet now. And essentially what happened was he stayed in the pit lane 9 seconds longer than he needed to. A
team like Edams, they don't make mistakes, do they?
Yeah, exactly. They're a massively successful team, and you know they've been winning championships in A1GP and GP2 and everything for years. So for them to make that mistake and then for them to unsafely release Buemi as well, which is ultimately what he got a penalty for, came out right in front of Nick Heidfeld. The two almost crashed in the pit lane, and you can see it here where Buemi comes out. And it was just astonishing because every other team knew, we knew, you knew.
I know,
but they didn't.
I was in the pit lane and yeah, it was very tense, let's just put it that way, because I remember all the cars had pitted and we saw the times coming up and thinking, why on earth is their pit stop time taking so long? So I went into the garage, had a quick chat with Alan Prost. I was like, you know, why is your pit stop taking so long? Why is it 69 seconds? And he was sort of like, well, that's the time it's supposed to be, or 68 seconds. It's like, no, it's not. It's actually 59.
But the biggest problem then for Buemi is that unsafe release meant that he dropped from finishing 3rd down to finishing 9th, and he lost loads of points, and now he's 23 points off Nelson Piquet going into London with just 60 available.
Not good dropping down to that 3rd position in the championship at this stage in the game. Which brings us on to, of course, the finale, the grand finale, the double header that is coming up in London in Battersea Park. Now, what a track. I mean, this is a track that is certainly going to cause a few challenges for the drivers. I mean, it's a very narrow track, very dusty, full of leaves, something that they probably haven't come across before. And also the light changes, obviously, from the shade of the trees coming out into what we hope is bright lights. What kind of impact will that have on a driver?
Yeah, I mean, well, you said it there. I mean, you don't want to be pessimistic, but hopefully there'll be bright light and they'll be coming out into this blinding sunlight. And if that is the case, then it'll be a bit of a challenge, especially sort of 4 o'clock. The sun will be kind of starting to go down. So that could be a challenge in terms of picking out braking points when you're coming towards corners, because drivers can sometimes use shadows as braking points, but as the sun moves around, the shadows move around, so that can be a little bit of a challenge. The biggest thing is going to be the camber. There's a big old crown in the road. It's like that to allow water to flow down either side into the drainage systems, and that's going to be very difficult in these cars because you're going to be coming across that camber in order to turn into corners. So that's going to be the biggest challenge in terms of driving and setup, I believe.
And have they changed the track at all to, you know, make it flatter at any points?
They've resurfaced some elements of the track where some of the chicanes are. They've resurfaced car parks, but in general, it's just the same as when you do your run around Battersea Park. Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Now, quickly, before we run out of time, who's going to win the championship, Jack?
Piquet's got to be the favourite, hasn't he? That's the thing. He's 17 points clear of his main rivals.
But I can't imagine you always go for the favourite.
No, exactly. So I'm going to go Sebastian Buemi from 3rd in the standings. I think if things go well for him, he could take he could still take the title. And you guys as well have an opportunity to help that with the fan boost. And fan boost is going to be really cool this weekend, because for the Saturday race, it's just like it has been all season. It's open already. You vote, away you go. But for the Sunday race, voting opens the moment the Saturday races start. So if your favourite driver shunts halfway through the race on Saturday, you can give him the fan boost for the Sunday's race, and I think that's going to be an interesting element.
But that's also an interesting point that you make there. If you do have a big crash on the Saturday, the weekend could be ruined, because of course it is just a one-day race event, but both happening on Saturday and Sunday. So if you do have problems on the Saturday, you might not be racing in that championship finale.
No, absolutely.
Exciting stuff. Well, who will you be casting your fan boost vote for?
No, I can't do fan. I'm impartial. I can't do fan boost. It's literally in my contract.
Well, make sure you cast your votes, because if we're not allowed to, you guys must instead. I think that's all from us for now.
Yeah, I think that'll do.
Make sure you come to Battersea Park and subscribe below.
If you like this, hit like, and then we'll do more. If you don't hit like, we won't do any more.